Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now let's take a look at the 10 best changes to Genshin Impact in 2023. Genshin Impact has grown beyond all expectations. Since its 2020 launch, with hoyoverse adding a steady stream of characters, limited time events, new regions to explore, and new chapters in the game's central arching quest. In 2023, Genshin Impact saw a host of meaningful new changes in the form of new mechanics, quality of life improvements, and the release of the deeply layered Fontaine region. Hoyoverse's near-constant schedule of updates and refinements has proven itself to be a winning formula. Travelers earned Genshin Impact a nomination in the Player's Voice Award for the Game Awards, yet again proving the game is showing no signs of slowing, as players look forward to the game's 4.3 update, and the year draws to a close. It is the perfect time to reflect on the improvements that have arrived since January. In no particular order, these are the 10 best changes that came to Teyvat in 2023. Fontaine region. After garnering considerable praise from players, with the expansive Sumeru region, expectations for Fontaine Genshin Impact's Nation of Justice and the seat of the Hydro Archon, Focalers were towering, yet Hoyoverse managed to crush them, delivering a distinctive new map with clockwork and steampunk sensibilities that also borrow liberally from French and Italian culture. From the submerged prison city of the Fortress of Marapid to the gleaming court of Fontaine, the new region is steeped in its distinctive charm and brimming with things to do. The real stars of Genshin Impact's 4th chapter, however, are its characters and their intertwined stories. Farina may be the best-written Archon yet, in a tale rife with heart-wrenching reveals, and an arc that ultimately celebrates the resilience of the human spirit. Nuvilite and Navia's characters also merit special mention, delivering praiseworthy performances that balance mystery and levity against scenes of genuine sorrow. Time-saving QoL updates. Hoyoverse continues to sand the rough edges off of Genshin Impact's frequent activities, such as farming for boss weapon materials and completing daily commission quests. Players who tire of running errands for the Adventurers Guild can now claim daily commission credit by unlocking chests in the overworld, completing limited-time event quests or world quests. This is a small shift, but one that respects players' time and puts added emphasis on exploration, as opposed to daily grinding. Suspending conflicting quests. Perhaps the greatest QoL feature Hoyoverse added in 2023 is the ability for players to suspend conflicting quests to continue the story at their own pace. Not every quest can be suspended, and players who start several story and Archon quests simultaneously may still encounter knots, where characters must have one quest's criteria satisfied before they can move onto the next step of their intended adventure. But the ability to skip certain content to keep pace with the core story is a godsend for time-poor players. New Battle Pass weapons. Since launch, Genshin Impact's Battle Pass has offered a single set of obtainable weapons. While almost all of these weapons are solid pieces of equipment, the pool was starting to feel somewhat limited given the game's hugely expanded roster. Fortunately, in the 4.0 update, Hoyoverse doubled the available selection of armaments for reaching level 30 of the Battle Pass, ensuring players will be able to find something useful regardless of their party composition. New weapons include the main DPS sword, Wolffang, the charge attack-oriented scion of the Blazing Sun Bow, the HP-boosting sacrificial Jade Catalyst, the elemental damage-boosting Talking Stick Claymore, and the elemental mastery-boosting Ballad of the Fjords Polearm. The best of these new Battle Pass weapons can make or break certain character builds, or at least offer suitable alternatives for players who don't like rolling on weapon banners. Underwater mechanics. One of Fontaine's best features should not be limited to it in the future. Underwater exploration is a perilous needle to thread in many video games, as developers must manage fully 3D movement, while keeping interactivity lively and meaningfully distinct from terrestrial exploration. Fontaine's OSHA, locks, and lakes manage to check all those boxes, with an entirely new approach to combat and healing based on pickups and puzzle-like abilities. While players never have to worry about the tedium of a breath meter, limited healing options have a similar resource management effect. forcing players to seek out schools of healing fish. When they get in hot water, hopefully. The Nadlan and Snezhnaya regions will also offer players the opportunity to explore untold depths as well. New combat mechanics. Even though none of 2023's mechanical changes can compete with 2022's introduction of the Dendro element, Genshin Impact's combat continues to evolve and grow in intriguing new ways. Fontaine characters all have a special arc alignment to Isa or Numa, which has implications for both combat and puzzle solving. Other changes include the game's HP fluctuation talents and artifact effects, which synergize well with Fontaine's HP-dependent Hydro characters. 2023 also saw the introduction of several new top-tier characters, including Alhaitham, Nuvilet, and Farina. These characters possess complex kits that provide players with enormous damage-dealing capabilities or tactical versatility in exchange for mastering their unique quirks. TCG balance adjustments. While hoyoverse rarely alters playable characters post-release, the Genius Invocation team has done a remarkable job of expanding and balancing Genshin Impact's in-universe TCG, from shifting elemental energy costs for certain characters' abilities to adjusting the action costs of other cards. These small tweaks and fixes have made the TCG a remarkably well-rounded gameplay experience with a lot of nuance and some very clever deck building. TCG Heated Battle Mode. Another fun spin on Genius Invocation is the recurring limited-time event, Heated Battle Mode. This LT shakes up the normal rules for Genius Invocation in each version update, either allowing players to skip the dice drafting component of gameplay, changing up the costs associated with specific actions, or prohibiting certain popular cards. The mode's current incarnation, set to run until December 11th, has players select character cards on the spot, using randomly generated decks of action cards to duel with. Secret Summer Paradise. Hoyoverse always goes all out with Genshin Impact's summer events, unveiling new paid and free costumes for select characters and rolling out a unique LTE area for players to explore and quest in, while the amusement park motifs and general story of the temporary area were rather juvenile on the surface. The quest featured some clever references, in hindsight, introducing the concept of an oceanid occupying a human form masterfully foreshadowed key plot points in Fontaine. The area was also flush with things to do, generous with primogems, and both Kaya and Klee's costumes were well received. New party configuration screen and animations. While it may seem like a minor flourish, the new party select screen backgrounds and animations add yet another element of personality and fun to the game, as opposed to the starry Purple Void players used to assemble their party prior to the massive version 4.0 update. Players can now gaze on scenes from their current region and see their favorite characters step up to the plate with new animations. Embellishments like this show how Hoyoverse goes above and beyond expectations. Honoring players' wishes by incorporating requested features is only one half of the game's appeal. Finding new ways to surprise the game's audience and enhance the experience of play is the true mark of Genshin Impact's quality. Thank you for watching.